Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to my channel, Shanna Makes It. The cards that I'm going to make this evening are inspired by a video that I just watched of Natasha Foots. And I've been getting a lot of inspiration from different videos, and then it seems like I kind of forget about them. So I thought I'm going to make a card like she made right now while it's fresh in my mind, and that way I don't forget about it. It's going to be a little bit different. She did a square card. I'm going to do an A2 size card. And mine is going to be a Mother's Day card, but it's really kind of using the same premise that she did, basically using a bunch of floral pre-made die cuts that come in your kits. These that I have here came in a kit from Spellbinders. I think it's called So Happy, and I just pulled all the floral arrangements out and I arranged them by color because I'm going to make 2 cards. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll just start with the first one. This is going to be a little background panel, and this was a scrap I had that I can use for the background of that. So I'm just going to start with the first one, and I think I'll start with this one first. And I've just got a hammer mill piece of paper here. Looks like it's got a little smudge on it, but it won't matter because I'm going to cover it up. And I'm just going to start arranging my flowers on here like I think that I want them, and just kind of see how this goes. And I've not done this yet, so I'm just going to be kind of fiddling around with them and just get them laid out however I think that I want them on my card panel. And then I've got 2 circular dies, and where did I lay them? Right here. One of them I'm going to use for the yellow card, and one of them I'm going to use for this. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this kind of in the center of my panel here. And I'll die cut out a circle, and then that'll give me some fragments that I can use for something else. So, and I've never used press and seal before, but that's what she used, and I've seen a lot of people use it. So I'm going to attempt to use it to get all of my pieces to stay down so that I'll be able to just lift that up when I get done. So like I said, I've never used the press and seal before, so hopefully I'll get it right. And this is a little bit bigger than what I need, but I'm just going to lay this on my die cutting machine and die cut through it, and it'll cut me a circle, and it'll cut through these floral pieces, and I'll have some extra pieces left, and then I'll be able to lay it down exactly like what I want it. So I'm going to give it a try. I'll take it to my die cutting machine. I'm just going to slide this underneath there to help me kind of lift this up. My press and seal is sticking to my, so it looks like it's going to work the way it's supposed to. Well, that's good. So I'll go to my die cutting machine, die cut it out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did run it through my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting machine, and I wound up doing 4 passes. So hopefully I got a good cut through there on that, and I can pop this out of the back, hopefully. All right. So I've got that. And it looks like it cut through my little pieces here too. So I should be able to just pull them off, hopefully. I've got all these little extra pieces here of flowers that I can use on my card and any holes that I have, if I need to fill in any. I'm just kind of prying it off. All right, so that seemed to have worked. And I have this center section that I can use for my sentiment. So I'm just going to do that. And then what I'm going to attempt to do is to lift this off of here and hopefully leave my floral pieces in the right position so that I can glue them down. So I'm just going to kind of flip that over like that. I think I just moved that one. Put that right back like that. And then I'm just going to bring in my glue. Actually, I need to get this die cut piece out of there. I thought that would just cut right out. Yeah, it did. Okay. So I'm just lifting that out of there. Like I said, this is my first time using press and seal, so I have no idea what I'm doing. But I think we'll be all right. I'm gonna get that right there. I think we'll be okay. So I'm just gonna add some glue to my florals. And I hear my brownies are beeping. I just put some brownies in, so I'm gonna have to pause and go get my brownies out of the oven. Okay, brownies are out of the oven and they'll have a little bit of time to cool while I'm working on this card. And then I will be having me some chocolate brownies. I just was in the mood. I needed to get some press and seal because I didn't have any. And I thought, while I was there, I thought brownies sounded good. So, go to the store for press and seal, come back with a box of brownies. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just attempt to just flip this back over and hopefully it'll line up just right. And then I don't know, I've not used this before, so I'm hoping I can just pull it right off. And hopefully my glue will be sufficient to hold all my little flowers down. And I don't know, I know sometimes on my Cricut mat, you'll hold it on to, put it on a towel or your shirt or something to get kind of, so it doesn't stick so much. I don't know if you're supposed to do that with the press and seal method here or not, but I didn't do it. I just used the regular strength of the press and seal, and it seems to be sticking pretty well. So I've never tried this method before. I like it. I mean, it's very handy to get your pattern down exactly like you had it. Of course, I'm having some pieces that are moving around a little bit because I'm tugging pretty hard. And I probably could have cut it a little bit smaller and I wouldn't have to deal with so much. But it looks like it's coming off pretty good. Okay, so that did work pretty well. Now, I've got some glue on here, try and clean off. Now I have these other pieces that were left over that I can use to, in fact, I think I can just stick this right on here to kind of cover up some white spots that are on my card. And then once I get them all down, then I'll trim around and see what I want to do. think I'll go ahead and lay that one down like that. And these are just the ones that cut out of the center that I'm just adding back in. Maybe down here. Need to figure out how to do that one like that. I think I'll just lay some over here, this corner, just overlap it. I think that takes care of it for the most part. So now what I'm going to do is just turn it over and snip away the extras on here so they'll have a good clean edge. Looks like I missed some. Okay. All right, so there's that. And then I actually have some little pieces that I could slide into some of those other openings that I didn't have anything that would go before. So that will work. All right, I think that's good. I'm going to go ahead and clip this corner off because I did add that leaf on there. And that way I have it. So there, I've got my card front panel. And I think it's really pretty. I'd never really thought to do something like this where you'd have the circle cut away from your florals. And I'm just tacking down any that I didn't get enough glue on there. I probably could have done a better job gluing. Okay, so next what I need to do is I need to stamp my sentiment on this. And so I'm going to bring in my MISTI for that and stamp it. I'm going to get cleaned up, bring my MISTI in, and then we'll stamp our sentiment, and then we'll assemble the rest of our card. Okay, so I have my MISTI out, and I have the center of the circle that I cut out of my panel here that I'm going to stamp my sentiment on. And to the side here, you'll see I actually did a second one. I didn't think you needed to go through the process of that, but I went ahead and laid it down. I actually kind of like the pink one. I've got more flowers on there. I like how it's arranged a little bit nicer. But so I'm going to do two. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to stamp the sentiment that I'm going to use. And I think I took it off and laid it here. Here it is. Okay. And this is from the Kathy Zeltsky Sassy Mama stamp set, and it's I'm going to use the "Thank you for not leaving me in a basket on someone's doorstep" for this one. And this is going to be a little Mother's Day card that's going to go to a party, a girl party, in which they're going to be buying a bunch of different things, and hopefully they'll buy some cards. So I'm just going to stamp it, and I'm going to use my, I need to grab it. I need to get my black tuxedo black ink pad. This is Memento Tuxedo Black, and I'm just going to stamp it. And I'm just going to, you don't want to put a lot of pressure on these finer lettered stamps. You just kind of want to get them inked up real good, but try not to pressure them so they don't have a kind of a mucked up sentiment. Just lift that up. That looks pretty good. I'm going to give it one more, and we'll go with that. Just trying to be real careful. That looks good. So I think that'll be ready for my center. Now, while I've got my MISTI here, and I did say I'm doing two cards, I'm going to go ahead and do the sentiment for the next card. So I'm just going to lay it in here just the same. Pull off my other stamp, lay that aside. And I'm going to go with, let's go with this one. It says, today let's celebrate your greatest achievement. So I think we're going to go with that one. And of course, it has a little, the inside of it will say, of course, that's me. It's me. So we're going to go with that. And these are just, like I said, just real cute little sassy statements that some crazy kids might give to their parents. I know my daughter got a kick out of them. My oldest daughter really got a kick out of these. In fact, this is going to her party. So hopefully her friends will find it funny as well. Okay, and that looks good, but I'm gonna chance it and do it one more time and see if we can just get it just a little bit darker without making a mess. And hopefully we won't. I see a little bit of black on there, but hopefully that won't show up on there. It didn't. Okay, so we've got two good sentiments that came through really nice. So that's that. I'm going to lay my MISTI aside and we'll begin laying our panel together. Okay, so what I did was I cut out two different panels with a smaller circle than this. And I'm hoping, yep, it's going to work. So what I'm going to do is line this up and attach this to the back of it so that we have like a little frame around there. Now, Natasha bumped hers up on her video, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to lay it down. And then I'm going to bump up the whole panel, I think is what I'm going to do. So that's what my plan is. A little messy with my glue. I want to make sure I have enough. And so now I'm just going to turn this over and try to get that centered as best I can. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Maybe it needs to go up a little bit there. See if I can go up just a little bit. Okay, let's see how that does. I think that looks good. Now we're ready to go ahead and put our sentiment around that circle. And so I'm just going to turn it over and just try and get that centered in there like that. Looks like I need a little glue there. Okay, so there we go. That's what we have. Now I am going to add a mom to it because it needs to say, you know, Mom, today let's celebrate your greatest achievement, or Mom or Mama or whatever. But I'm going to add that to it, and I'm going to put it on one of my card panels. So we'll do that. Let's go ahead and get some. I just had to go get some more tape. I got this at the Hobby Lobby for $1.49, some double-sided foam tape. Normally I just pick it up at the Dollar Tree, but I was in Hobby Lobby and I saw it and I thought I'm just going to grab some. So I'm just going to bump this panel up and it'll be bumped up on my card base. So we'll just do that. I think I'm just going to do 3, just go right down the middle. Just go with that. I need to grab a card base. I've got one here. This was one that came in a Spellbinders kit. It just happened to be laying there handy. So I'm going to get it on there. I'm going to add the Mama last, I think. Just get it exactly where I want it. And I think I'll bring in my score buddy for this. It just helps make sure my card's opening the right way, and then just to line it up. I find that it just helps me to use that to line it up I get a much better line on my card. So there we've got it. Okay, so now I just need to add my mom and my inside sentiment and then any embellishments. So we'll do that next. Okay, so I did fussy cut out the mom's sentiment, or the mom. So Mom, today let's celebrate your greatest achievement. Of course, it's me. Happy Mother's Day. So I think we'll finish this off with just a few embellishment pieces. I do know that I want to put one right here because for some reason that die put a little dot on each one of those. So I'm going to take this small one and just put it right there just to cover up that little flaw from that die. And I'll have to do the same thing on the other one because obviously I use the same die on that. And so I'm going to just put that right there. And then let's see, I'm thinking I might put these two over here. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll just lift that up. Whoops. If we can get it. Just lay a bead of glue down there and lay that one on top of it. And these are kind of iridescent. They show different colors, so I'm going to do that. And because I put these other ones here, I feel like I want to put these surrounding it so that they'll look like a grouping of 3. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. Just put that one there. And then this one here. And then it'll just look like a little grouping of 3 over here in this area. So I'm going to call this card finished. And I think it was fun. Now I did complete the other one. And I fussy cut the mom on it as well. Thank you for not leaving me in a basket on someone's doorstep. I'm sure you were tempted. Happy Mother's Day. Super, super cute. And I don't think I'm going to add any embellishments to that. That little spot's not that big of a deal for it. So I think I'm going to just call these two finished. And I think they turned out pretty cute. And like I said, I just watched a Natasha Foot video and kind of got this idea from her. Just turned it into a Mother's Day card on an A2 instead of a square. But if you get a chance, check out her channel. She has great ideas. I just love her style, and you know, she works with what she has, and she's big into reusing. I did, you know, my last video I did use these sentiments, but you know, you buy these things and you want to use them, so you got a couple videos from me using the same stamp set, but in very different ways. So I hope you like it. If you do, consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. It would really help me out. I appreciate it. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.